Okay. Wow, that makes a huge difference. Wow. It's really this tape machine right here. This tape machine right here, I gotta set to dirty tape. It's doing like a lot. Oh, I like that one too. Oh, I want to play around with that one real quick. I pick that. Make sure this yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's doing what it's supposed to do. I really like the tone of that, but The other part I'm having with it is that this is a very like the track is kind of more clean than dirty, so I would want something more clean sounding. But here we are with Scream to show how Scream is still a really powerful. Scream is still very, very powerful. Very powerful destruction unit. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely got the melody. Definitely got the melody that I want. Let's do some housekeeping real quick. Uh-huh. That's Scream 4 right there. Scream is cool, and it has a bunch of different, like, you know, there's a bunch of different stuff. And you can just kind of tune that damage down and up, and, you know, you can get some different kind of sounds. One that I really liked was Compress Master. I really liked that one. I kind of just feel like this is just, this needs some control. It's just like a little all over the place a little bit. Now, why can I play it like that? Now let's actually play it, you know what I'm saying? Ba-da-da. And then do it over. I'm just trying to get that one record. just need that last note to just be boo boom. Scream 4 is very sensitive. Really just trying to get that one little guitar part. Oh, the timing of it might be on. Yeah, I don't need a double. Yeah, what's up, man? I'm doing well. I think we all have to find what that point is for ourselves, you know? We don't really know what that point is. DL says, I'm at the point that I feel that buying more VSTs and plugins is a waste of time and money. Am I wrong or am I right? I think it more so depends on what you got and what you need, you know? I think it more so depends on what you got and what you need. If you feel like you got everything you need, then yeah, why would you continue to buy more VSTs? If you got your go-to bass, your go-to this, your go-to that, like, I mean, that's the thing, it's just variety. It's the variety of it. So DL, you say you overloaded, but some other people might feel underloaded. They might feel like, man, I need to just get this sound. I'm looking for this sound. I got this drum kit, but I want that drum kit. I got this bass guitar, but I want that bass guitar. And sometimes it's definitely going to come down to what you're working on, what project you're working on, whether or not you got everything you need. So you might find yourself needing more, you know? You might find yourself needing more. I think it depends on what you got. And then it depends on what you're doing with what you got, you know? So how do you figure that out is you say, all right, what's my goal? We've had this conversation before, but you definitely got to ask yourself, what is your goal in music? Say, what's my goal in music? What is my goal? What's my purpose of what I'm doing this specifically right now? Or, the next thing that's coming up. What is my point? What is the point? What is the goal? And then you answer that goal, and then you say, okay, will more VSTs help me accomplish that goal? Or am I running away from something that will? Am I running away from the real thing that's going to help me accomplish that goal because I'm afraid to actually do the real thing that's going to help me accomplish that goal? That's what it comes down to me. I do the same thing with, he said, a reason user, it's been a minute. That's funny. Oh, man, what you use, G? What you using? What you cranking out? I do the same thing with photography. Like, I'll be like, okay, do I really need another camera? Do I really need another lens? Or do I have everything I actually need? And what I really need to do is start cold calling some clients. Hey, it's been a minute since we did some headshots. Do you need some photos? Do you need some video? Because a new camera not going to do that for you. Just because you bought a new camera, that's not going to do it for you. And it's the same thing with music. Just because you get a new plug-in, the new plug-in is not going to send no beats out to no artists. A new plug-in is not going to send no music out to these sync licensing places. A new plug-in is not going to, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to create the next song necessarily. If you want to be real simple, if you boil it down to it, man, what is music? Music is a melody, some chords, a bass if you really want to get funky, and some drums. That's it. Everything else is ear candy. Everything else is something to catch the listener's attention in the middle of what everything else is doing. A lot of guitar plug-ins sound terrible. And if you can't naturally play, it's going to sound bad. So if you find a guitar VST that sounds good, that might be worth you grabbing, right? Specifically thinking about specific plugins. But when you really think about your goal in music and your goal in life, of course, that's the best way to figure it out. Is this plugin really gonna make me do it? Is that's what's gonna make the difference? Like for me, new plugins can be extremely vital, not for the sake of making music, for the sake of making YouTube videos, for the sake of this. Because every time I get a new VST, if I'm talking about a new VST, suddenly people want to come see. They want to come, hey, what is that new thing? What's that new EQ? What's that new tape saturation? What's that new vocal chain, that vocal effects chain? What's that thing you was using? How'd you get your voice to sound like that? But in actual music, sometimes for inspiration, we talking about DL's talking about, whether or not, he should spend the rest of his check on getting him some new VSTs. You pretty much know what you got and you know what you need. Like, that's a trick. MKBHD taught me. It's like, what I'm saying? Brand yourself with the things that you like, Y'all are funny. Brand yourself, brand your environment with the things that you like. That's what that's about. That and its color, The vibe is blue and orange, you know what I'm saying? You surround yourself with things that you like, the things that you love, things that you want to see. That's why we see camera gear, trumpet, musical instrument, Zelda everywhere. all my Zelda posters. I just got funny one day and said Reese's Puffs, but did I need to do the Reese's Puffs? I don't know. I don't have Switch 2, but I do have the Switch 1. So this is Sample Tank 4's guitar, for example. And it's just hard to get. It's hard to get it's just hard to get one that sounds real good, you know? But I know that there's some other guitar VSTs that sound better than that, you know? So I played that. Let me see if I can. Okay. What up, B-Hoss? We just over here rapping and raving about some stuff, you know, hanging out, making some music. This all started with some drums as I was working. I started with some drums right here. That's what we started with. Yeah, like for me, I know, like I was thinking, like the main thing I was thinking about buying was a new interface. And then I was like, you could get a new interface, but come on, Chris, is that really gonna make the difference? I don't know if that's gonna really make the difference. I think if you find in your heart to be content, that ain't really what's gonna make the difference right now. You could find some reasons why that would help, but that ain't really what it is. What it is you need time, you need structure. And you know what these software companies know is they know if they get you to buy into the hype that the next new plugin is gonna be the thing that's gonna take your music to the next level, then they got you, man. And you stop worrying about whether or not your craft is where it's supposed to be. You stop worrying about whether or not, you know, your composition is where it should be. I hear music all the time that inspires me. They do one or two things. They either inspire me or they make me want to give up. I be like, dang, how they do that? But then it just make you say, okay, let's level up. Let's level up. It was something about that you heard. Let's level up. And sometimes that is buying something. Sometimes you want to go to xln.com, XLN Audio, and you want to get that Addictive Drums. I checked out Addictive Drums. That Addictive Drums had me like, ooh, this is nice. Then I went back to Reason Drum Kits, and I was like, well, what if I just take some time and I just copy the drum kit? What if I just take some time and I just do some tweaks and do some edits and throw in a screen for saturation and some compression? And, you know, how did they get that snare to sound so dead? How they get that kick drum to sound like, oh, they just tuned it down, they pitched it down a little bit, change up the frequencies here and there, got the frequency going down. They use a transient shaper, shape the transients. These transients is too long. We just need shorter transients. Drop that transient in there, turn down the sustain. Could make it even more dead. Do we really need to buy that? Or is there a way we can with the software we already have, is there a way to accomplish the sound? And the answer's 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes. But like I said, just like in photography and videography, they'll make you think, man, you gotta get that Sony FX3. You gotta get that new, you gotta get you a new lens. You gotta drop $3,000. No, I don't. I could rent a lens. I could rent the lens. But you know what I can't do nothing about? I can't do nothing about the files that's just sitting on my computer. I'm taking all day to edit them. So I'm saying, like, the bigger picture, it's really a good topic. I should just start all my live streams. I should just be like, DL, what we gonna talk about today? And we just talk about some stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a good topic. Look, Addictive Drums are on sale at Sweetwater. Start with a basic kit or kits like the BWB collection and shape the sound you like. I mean, well, that's where we at now. We got Reason drum kits. We got Native Instrument has a drum kit. They also have Moto drums from IK Multimedia. I got all of that, right? And all of those, they allow you to shape the kit how you want it to. Now, I happen to feel like Reason gets a little bit more to the point. You know, Moto drums has a lot of stuff you can change and alter, and you know what I'm saying, you might not necessarily get to the sound that you wanted because you get distracted trying to do some other stuff. But they do give you the option to change a lot of stuff too. Let me undo that. So started with this drum. Then we added in these rolls right here. Man, then we just went crazy with the Moto bass. Nice muted drum sound over here. As my brother Catchy Noise Productions will say, need to push the frequencies. Let's push these frequencies a little bit. I love this bass one. it just does. It just do what you tell it to do. Essentially, that's why I like it. Just do what you tell it to do. Been using a lot of these T-Rex plugins. You know what I'm saying? But once you get it and you got what you want, just let it be that, you know? Okay, like that. Cut that bass like that, and then bring this thing up. So I liked it when it was softer. Let me see, I'm gonna take that stuff off. So I like the sound of it. I think I'm gonna take the bass one off on this. I think it adds in these subharmonics, but I don't think I necessarily want that. I'm gonna take that off. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. Okay, hold on. Wifey calling me real quick. Hold on. Y'all vibe to this real quick. back. Kenny Mac, what up, man? DL, I think that this is the good question too. I think it's just a similar question to what we was saying earlier. Like right now, let me look at it real quick. Let's look at it together. Let's talk about it together. PreSonus, B-House says Fader Port 16 is a must. A must? I don't know. Let's see. I've been basically living my life without a Fader Port 16 my whole life. I never had one. You know? So I don't know. So we saying for $839, that's what we saying for this. A production controller. So we got some transport. Looks nice. Looks, you know what I'm saying? Looks like, ooh. Got some pause and play. Oh, B-Hoss says he has one. And for you, B-Hoss, this is like, does this work with Reason? Does it work good with Reason? It looks like it comes with Studio One, so I'm sure it works real good with Studio One. But he says, how do you feel about the Fader Port 16 or MIDI controllers with knobs to map to your effects, plugins, good workflow, or wasted money? It does. It looks like, ooh. When I had the M Audio Oxygen 61, I remember the kind of music I was making with this MIDI keyboard. I didn't have this version. I must have had like the I might have had like the Mark 1, like the very first version of it. Cause mine didn't have drum pads. Or did it? No, I didn't have. Yeah, this one. I had this one. Okay. Hold on real quick. I'm gonna open up the tab so you guys can see it. Good grief. When I had this keyboard, it made my workflow faster. It made me more inclined. I gotta get a better picture than that. Come on, y'all got a better picture. Y'all got a better picture than that, bro. It made me more inclined to do automation. It made me more inclined to use those knobs. I have fun using those knobs. I have fun tweaking stuff. It helped with all of that. I'm bringing this up because this is my reference point. I do remember using this keyboard, making some beats, using the knobs to do automation. I never used the knobs for mixing, for example, or something like that, but those knobs on the right, they perfectly lined up with stuff like the Maelstrom. They just made sense. The ASDR, they was right there. So you could just very quickly adjust sounds. And that's one thing. It's nothing faster than using a controller for stuff like that. You load up a patch in Reason. You don't have to use your mouse to go changing stuff. You got this knob right there. You get to turning knobs. Absolutely. Feels good. The faders, similar. Even something similar, simple as the master fader working correctly across instruments. So on these faders, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this one works as a master fader. Even just using that master fader, right? You load up a bass, you load up a subtractor, you got the master fader, just whoop, push that thing to the top, and now you're going crazy. Or you could use it for automation of the master volume on that instrument. Stuff like that, yes, right? Transport, stop, play, pause, all of that. So yeah, it does make a difference when you have control. I remember it. Is it a game changer? Is it if I had $900, because this is $839 plus tax, so we're looking at $83 worth of tax. So really we're looking at $930, $920 or so. We looking at a little 900 plus. So if I got $900 to $1,000, is that something that I need right now? You know what I'm saying? Am I going to ball out on this right now? Or is that something I can hold off on? Can I hold off until Ball Till I Fall goes platinum and then I start getting some royalty checks? You know? Can I wait for that? Will it make a difference for me? You know? Other things that make a difference. Yeah, do I have people coming over to record with me? If they see that in my studio, will they be like, oh yeah, he the real deal? I'm going to give him, whatever he asks for the hours to record, I'm going to get that to him. It's just a controller also, by the way. So it's always just like, okay, do I want to just slap another $1,000 and actually get a digital mixer? Like I could get a Behringer, or I can get a Yamaha, like something, with the mechanical, faders. Would that be a better buy? These are the kind of questions I would ask myself. Do I have a friend that's like, hey, I'll give this to you for $400? Do I got a friend that's like, hey, I'm selling mine. I'm finna get the new version. I'll sell you mine. I'm finna get the 32 version. I'll sell you my 16. Those would be the questions that I would ask, and that's how I would have to answer that for this. Again, it's great. It's cool. Is it going to make the difference in your music? That's really the question you got to ask. You got to say, man, is this what's keeping me from mixing them beats? This is not what's keeping me from mixing them beats. It might be what keeps some people from mixing them beats. That ain't what's keeping me from mixing them beats. I probably should better drop $839 on just a deal with another mixing engineer. Just say, hey, for $830, how many of these beats will you professionally mix? Cause I ain't gonna do it. I'm lying if I'm saying I'm gonna do it. I'm really just not gonna do it. I mix my own beat and then I still be complaining. I still be up. Hey. How much, man? I got $800. How many of these beats will you do it for? One? Dang, I gotta make that one count then. All right. I gotta pull out the best beat I ever made. Here's the track outs. Here's the stems. Here's this $800. We finna send this. I'm finna shop this beat to anybody that I know. Maybe that. I'm finna spend $800. I'm finna go to Instagram. Hey, influencer, Instagram. I got $800. How will you, with your millions of followers, will you promote my music? Will you promote my beats? Will you promote me? How many posts? How many stories, reels, posts, DMs? How much do I get for $800? Cause I'm finna drop Ball Till I Fall. I'm finna drop this single, and I just want to know, like, how much will you promote it for $800? One? I only get one story. Well, how many followers you got for the one story? I had to calculate that. I might even just Instagram. I got $800 Instagram. If I make this post and I put $800 to promote it, what will that get me? How many more new followers will I get on Instagram for $800? These are the kind of questions. These are the kind of questions I would ask before I say, am I going to buy this new equipment, buy this new plugin, buy this new VST? I'm like, okay, boom. I really got 800. I got 800. Like one time I had a family member that was like, Chris, I like what you're doing. I got some money for you. I want you to use it toward your business. I want you to use it toward this. It's like, hey, bro, don't trick my money off and go do something else. Like, hey, I'm going to send you this money. Go, you know what I'm saying? Get you some business cards. Do this, do this, do this. So if somebody hit me up with that, a proposition like that, like, Chris, you can only use it for this. What's the best way you could use it? You got 800 extra right now. I don't know if I'm getting the controller. That's not a keyboard. This keyboard, but I'm good with that though. This keyboard pitch bend don't work correctly no more. It'll just randomly start pitch bending by itself, and that has jacked up some beats for me. You think I'm finna buy another MIDI keyboard just for that? Nah, you could just disconnect that. You could go into Reason and disconnect that very easily. Shoot, I just disconnect that. You know what I'm saying? Made so well. Keep balling, man. Keep grinding out there. So the idea is, it's a lot of ways you could push that money, man. It's a lot of things you could do. It's really just depending upon, like I said, what is the real goal? What's the real goal? What's the real purpose? Can I spend $800 and get Kai Cenat to do something for me on a live stream? Can I spend $800? Will I Show Speed do something for $800? Send some streamers my way. Send some viewers my way for $800. Is there something I could do for that? Kenny Mac says my money goes to VSTs. You know what I'm saying? Kenny Mac locked in with his business. He needs sounds. He needs sounds. That's what he needs. So he know that that's what he need. He like, nah, I already got the skills. I got the mixing. I got my mixing engineer. I'm mixing myself. I got my music down. I know how to create the music. I know how to format the music. I'm good with that. Now I just need more music. I just need more music. You know what I'm saying? I'm paying, for example, I mean, you know, that's what shouldn't happen. I pay $10 a month for Native Instruments, and man, at one point I was like, this is extremely worth it, and then I just don't use it enough, and I feel like that's exactly what would happen if I just bought the whole thing. It would just be like, oh wow, we went in here, we spent $800 on Contact. And yeah, it was great for the first week or so. And then it's just like so much to choose from. So I don't know how that's how we got on this conversation. DL was like, should I get a new plugin? I'm at the point where plugins is just. So Kenny Mac, you say plugins, VSTs, that's not overrated. That's like definitely put more money to that. That's definitely what we need to put more money to. And that's where your money go, and that's what you do. Cause that's what's worth it for you. Cause I'm at the point where I'm like, how many pianos can you have? How many pianos can you have? I'm looking at my Contact library right now. 1, 2, Alicia Keys make 3, 4, 5, 6. It's just like, it's like 6 of them right now on my library, and I know that they got like at least 5 more. I use Native Instruments for everything. I mean, you ain't bought everything yet. You ain't bought. Oh, they do got expansion packs, so they be having the expansion packs, and you know, the battery kits and stuff like that. Truthfully, you can get anything done with what Reason comes with, especially if you utilize the combinator. I know at a certain point you're gonna reach for fidelity. That's the thing about it. At a certain point, you're gonna reach for fidelity. You're gonna say, okay, this jazz guitar from the NNXT, that sounds cool, but like I said, not a lot of jazz sampling sound great, and it's gonna be something out there that sound better. You know, it'll be something out there that sound better. So that's what you're gonna reach for fidelity. You're gonna I think a lot of the Reason drum kits, Kong, Redrum, the libraries, the Rex files, I think a lot of that stuff is solid. I think with tweaking, with EQing, with compression, with transient shaping, with Audiomatic retro, I think you could definitely get away with a lot of that type stuff. Now, will it have the 808 Mafia's 808? Maybe not necessarily. Will it have the what's that one 808 that are spins? Does Reason necessarily have a spins 808 in the library? No, not necessarily. So you're gonna have to get that spins 808. Just Google it. Somebody will get you the file. You could get that spins 808. Google it. You could get it. Stuff like that. In terms of drums, will you get that? The Jeezy clap from, you know what I'm saying, Thug Motivation? No, but you could Google that. You'll get that clap. You'll get that snap from the Whisper song, whatever it is that you're trying to find, you know what I'm saying? But in terms of like decent kicks, claps, snares, toms, crashes, you could definitely, bongos, percussion, you can get by with a lot of stuff. Even some horns. There's a lot of stuff in that orchestra, like depending on how you load in the sound and how you get the finagling things on NXT. I know because I've done it. You can drop those octaves down and you could get you a real bassy, low, brass section, make it sound like something that, what I'm saying, came from Native Instruments. You could do it. But at some point, you're going to reach for fidelity and you're going to say, okay, well, Reason, did you guys create a newer version of this instrument? Did y'all go back in and remodel and re-record this electric piano, this guitar? No, we still using the same stuff from '08. At some point, you're going to reach for fidelity. You're going to say, okay, this is tight. You know what I'm saying? That's why the synth game is so different with Reason, because they make a lot of synths. And synths is like, it's different than sampled stuff. Synth is different than sampled stuff. The sample is the sample. Either it's that guitar or it's not. A synth is like, oh, we just make it sound like this. Nah, but when it's sampled, it's like, no, we was there in the studio. We spent a lot of money to record a player, right? Play this horn at this velocity, and then we got 1 million samples, and then we loaded all them samples up. Like, yeah, that costs. So at some point, you just end up reaching for that. But you're right. They have a lot of stuff that you could get away with just using Reason. I start off a whole lot of my beats with just Reason. I still use ID8. 95% of the tracks has an ID8 in there somewhere doing something they ain't got no business doing. It needed to been changed and use a different something. But I also like the way it blends. Like, I like the way the piano blends with the track when I use ID8. I like the software pull. I like the CPU pull. It's not a lot of pull when you use ID8. It's not a lot of pull on your system when you're using that. Your DSP is not going crazy when you're using that. But it's other stuff, it is. So you get to loading up these different, man, next thing you know, your DSP is going crazy. So it's trade-offs. Eventually you start reaching for fidelity. You be like, ooh, all right, this sounds good, but also that sounds really good. Okay, that's a trumpet, but this trumpet sound like it has some polish to it. You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, y'all trumpet sound like a trumpet. I know, because I use some of their trumpets in a lot of music, dog. Like, I've shown this before, but if you go to, Brian James Freedom Summer, I remember DJ Head was listening to one of the tracks, and he was like, he called me He called me the dude with the waves at the time. He didn't know my name. He just said the dude with the waves. But we was in Homegrown Radio. We was at their house. Me and the homie Brian James was at their house, and we listening to music. And they said, okay, we played the music, and he said, oh, that's tight. What sample is that? And I said, there ain't no sample. I said, hey, ain't no samples. Ain't no samples. He's like, yeah, that's tight. This some tight music. Yeah, where these samples come from? Ain't no samples. There's 12 songs on here. Ain't no samples. I think there's like a Most Def acapella that we used on here. Other than that, if it's a chord, if it's a bass line, if it's a piano, if it's a strings, horns, whatever instrument, if it's an instrument and it's a sound and you hear a drum, whatever it is, not only did I play it myself, not only did I play it and put it together, but I did it in Reason, and it's completely stock Reason. There's no other plugins. The mixing, the mastering, everything. Now you can say to yourself, well, I mean, it don't sound that good, but if you listen to any of them tracks and you say, whoa, that's completely Reason stock, and you're not like, oh, wow, that does sound good, then I don't know what to say to you. I can't help you. I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this stuff is some of my favorite music that I've ever made. I haven't been able to duplicate it. Haven't been able to, you know what I'm saying? Haven't been able to do this since. I've been trying to make music and haven't been able to do it since. And the point is just that it's stock and it's Reason.
Nobody knows the pain I felt. Nobody sees my striving trial. My heart still believes I'll make it there. I have ambition, so I'm prepared to see my victory. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See my victory. Yeah, yeah, my victory.
Yeah. Ambitious state of mind. Get up in the morning, get right to the grind.
That's Reason drum kits. That's Reason bass line. Now the mix is kind of. I'm hearing it today like, we could have did a lot better with that. But that's Reason drum kits. That's Reason bass guitar for sure. That's Reason electromechanical. I know the Reason electromechanical patch that I used to use. I still use it sometimes, but sometimes I reach for, like I said, fidelity. So sometimes I reach for the stage. Sometimes I reach for the stage instead of reaching for the electromechanical. But that electromechanical is still, it's got some stuff in there. It had a specific pad sound that I would use a lot when I was making that music. B-Haas, I'll catch you later, man. I'm going to go get some dinner with my wife soon. But I know that this came from this electromechanical kit. You know what I'm saying? I would just load up this. That's Reason. That's electromechanical. Now that's a refill. It didn't come stock, but you know, they also, okay, where is the stock? If you go into the Reason factory sound bank and go into the NN19 and then go into the piano, this is another one I used to use. All caps. Why they had it in all caps, I don't know, but this is another one I used to use a whole lot on that album too. Rose Mark 1. And then what you have to do though is you have to make sure that you went in and, you know what I'm saying, turn this filter down over here. You have to, you know, change this guy so you could get this thing. Where is this at? How do we change it? Let me see. I would do this to the pan. Because for the most part, the sound is the sound, you know what I'm saying? They have the Rose Mark II or the Wurlitzer, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, you get a lot of this different music, man. This is stock. That's stock. You know what I'm saying? That was stock. Pulling up these songs. Stock music. Here's the one they thought was a sample.
Can I rise? Can I rise? Can I rise? Can I rise? This ain't a song, this is poetry in motion. Collection of my words that are spoken in the open. Thoughts of a scattered brain, peaceful like a drop of rain. Inspired by the early writings of a young Mark Twain. Sketches of the new and old, you scared of what the future holds. Far from the typical, Brian James break the mold. The game is sold and never told, so if you broke you never know. Another slum dog with big dreams of being a millionaire. When you starving and you broke, it's like you breathe a different air. Square on my life, my pen and pad, gotta get me there. Many doubt, but I believe my faith in God they fail to see. Because the perfect man is what I always fail to be. OE ounces of the kush to some Swisher sweets. So don't judge me, I'm just trying to maintain. I got problems, I'm just dealing with the pain. What do you recommend when you trying to stay sane? Running down in history, but all your bitter lies. Does my dopeness upset you or come as a surprise? Can I rise? Can I rise? You can shoot me with your words, you can cut me with your eyes. Can I rise? Can I rise?
I was going crazy. That guitar you hear, that guitar is a Scream 4 with the, it's gotta be with one of them jazz ones. That drum is Reason drum kits. Now, like I said, I don't know, you know, somebody might say, all right, cool, so it's Reason stock, but it don't sound that good, you know what I'm saying? But I think it sound good. And the point is like what you could do. What you could do with what you already got. Now, Reason drum kits is interesting because on Reason drum kits, they had a combinator version and they had like a redrum version. And the redrum version had a different sound to it altogether. See that? Where's the hi-hat at? Anyway, it's one of these. It's one of these all mic. And you know it's all mic because it says AM. I used to just pull up these redrum kits, man, and go crazy. You feel me? So when I first started this live stream, I was talking about Scream. I was gonna talk about Scream. I'm gonna pull up a Scream right now. I'm gonna add it to this drum kit. Now there's a specific Scream patch that I used to use. It's called Compress Master, right? And then if you just start turning up the damage, it gives you that feel. Which is basically just tape. It's just a tape saturation. But yeah, I'm sure that is. You just gotta do some tuning. The flute that's on that track that I was just playing. Let me see this.
Kill me with your hate when it's a pray for my demise. Can I rise? Can I ride? Can't stand to see me try, but I'ma find a way to ride. I'm alone.
Yeah, that thing is. I got it on super loud. The strings. That's the crazier part is I would never try to recreate this music. And I've thought about that once or twice. I don't know, it just was a vibe. It was just a feeling that we was in that I don't even think I could get to. I don't even think I could get to that. That's Reason Drum Kits. That's definitely Reason Drum Kits. That's Reason Pianos.
Black president sitting in the White House. Papa moves, I'm trying to make it happen right now. We ain't blind, open up your eyes and see, world. Can't organize what it is we call a free world. Guns aimed and they waiting on the reason. We could die for the things that we believe in. Yeah, this for my lower class citizens and the ones who always have a hard time fitting in. Young ones be deprived of a father figure.
Okay. I think I could make that guitar. Okay, so what we would do is we would open up an NXT, go to instrument patches. I'm off on a tangent now, so somebody can reel me in if y'all want. Y'all can reel me back in. I'm just looking at this music and looking at what we was doing to get to a point where it was like, oh, this is all. This one was definitely another Scream patch. The reason why I know it's Scream is because back then, Soft Tube amp wasn't out yet. Soft Tube amp wasn't out yet. So they had a patch in here in the Scream 4 folder. Which one was I using a lot? Square Baser. That's it, man. So I know that's that one. I oppose everything that most of you rappers spit. Lyrical activists, and I'm passionate. The fact I'm singing, I refuse to deviate. Cause the chosen and the righteous never ever feel the need to hate. Far from a saint, but I go hard in the paint. Blessed with a gift that is sure to make you think. When my pen become Excalibur, I become a different caliber. We treat the data like the end all be all. We rise, we fall, and who do we call? Exactly. But what you do with all your blessings stop? Cause you ain't earned a thing, but you asking for a lot.
He's before everything, God before anything, love before anything, real before everything. He's before everything, God before anything, love before anything, real before everything. He's before everything, God before anything, love before anything, real before everything. He's before everything, God before anything, love before anything, real before everything.
And you a toast to the good life, give honor to the most. Same way you're thinking, but I'm changing my approach to say I got some nerve for ahead of the curve. Elevated way of thinking, first class persona on a deep.
I always get lost up in this thing. We had this track right here. I just bought an MPC-1. I'm down for some stuff like that too.
Never going back down now until I get to the top. So when the haters getting fired, them shots, man, I'll never go far.
Yeah, bottom swear all you see is up. Must believe in ourselves, they don't believe in us. But the race isn't given to the swift or the strong, but the one who has the faith to endure it to the end. You commit to the grind when you know it's on the line. Nothing happens overnight, one day at a time. So much blood, sweat, and tears in a span of 50 years. Tried to wipe us all out, somehow we still here. Say a prayer for my friends, 2 prayers for my enemies. Have mercy on their souls, they gon' need a lot of sympathy. Child of the struggle, so I fight to break the cycle. Sifting through the record books, I found a couple typos. So history of history.
I wish I could have the stems. I wish I could have the stems for it. I definitely don't have the stems for it. Well, I wish I had the stems for it. That is the piano is Reason pianos. The bass is Reason bass. The drums is Reason drums. Pretty much like that was the 3, and electromechanical. That was like the 4 things that I will always use just starting off the track. There was another one that I would use. Come with me. Venture with me down to, you know what I'm saying, back down memory lane. I haven't since here y'all go. Here's something for you. Since they have changed the browsers to not be a floating window, it has only been a side pane window. I have never gone back to the floating window. Just thought I'd just drop that tidbit in there. I'm so glad Jesus lifted me. I am so glad that they put it back over there, because it just was like, listen, that little floating browser thing, it was just getting in the way. Okay, if you go to NNXT and you go to the drums, okay, drums and percussion, okay, these drums right here, it's like a brush kit, cinematic love kit, all of these kits or whatever, right? Let me see what this one. They just drums, you know. They just drums. But what I used to do. I used to use this kit so much. What I would do is I would take those bass drums and I would come over here to the filter. I'll just drop the filter down. Dog, like that is usable. That's usable stuff. Okay, now let me play this track right here so you can hear what I'm saying. That's me playing it right here. Okay, here you go. Remember, all I did was add a scream 4 to that same kit I just was playing.
These are open eyes, this a war cry. A million people that are far from being satisfied. Ain't no real justice when you live on stolen land. And all the powers that be ignore the matters at hand. We're in God we trust, in an injustice just to go. They try to hide the truth, it's all a big cover up. Sick and tired of being sick and tired, swear I had enough. Forced to learn it for myself so that the knowledge call your bluff. Liberate the soul, and the mind is sure to follow. When you make it valid points, they wanna hit you with them hollows. Never fear death, just death without a meaning. What's fact, what's fiction? Information's what I'm spinning. I inherit the revolution so many people die for. Written from the heart so I can spit it with my eyes closed. Who constitutes the Constitution? Politics and prostitution. Go with the flow and try and fight for real. So no justice, no peace, no peace, no justice, no peace, no peace. This is Mega Evers, this is James Chaney, this is Fred Hampton. Yeah, we still stand. No justice, no peace, no peace, no justice, no peace. This is Trayvon Martin, this is Sean Bell, this is Emmett Till. Yeah, it's so real. Mega Evers took a bullet in the back from a coward and fought against the struggle even in his final hour. So I'm forever militant, fighting for the innocent. Here to bring change with hard work and the diligence. White cop shoots an off-duty black cop. What's wrong? What's right? Let me tell you that's not. It was 2009, Omar Edwards was the victim. He called in for backup, somehow they bullets hit him. Mistaken identity when blacks are in vicinity. If family wants him back, not Bloomberg sympathy. No arrest made, caught a case case of friendly fire. No write-ups, no suspension, no one forced to be retired. No justice for the DCs, lack of peace increase. I report the info, they don't want release. Now the time to fight back, bet they wouldn't like that. Expose the justice system just to get it on the right track. No justice, no peace, no peace, no justice, no peace, no peace. This is Mega Evers, this is James Chaney, this is Fred Hampton. Yeah, we still stand. No justice, no peace, no peace, no justice, no peace. This is Trayvon Martin, this is John Bell, this is Emmett Till. Yeah, it's so real. Killed Leon Jordan on those Kansas City streets. It's been over 40 years, still haven't found a lead. Lewis Allen got murdered in Liberty, Mississippi for witnessing a politician murder Herbert Lee. A civil rights activist killed by police, and yo, they didn't die in vain. No justice, no peace. When I survive those times, my mind often wonders. In honor of the fallen, I'm relaunching Freedom Summer. No justice, no peace, no peace, no justice, no peace, no peace. This is Mega Evers, this is James Chaney, this is Fred Hampton. Yeah, we still stand. No justice, no peace, no peace, no justice, no peace. This is Trayvon Martin, this is John Bell, this is Emmett Till. Yeah, it's so real.
All right, y'all, man, that's a good live stream right there. So I just was showing y'all, even this track that's playing right here, that track that was just playing, same kit. Same kit. I think it might be the next kit. Might be one of these R&B soul kits or something like that, but it's more about the tweaking. It's the tweaking that you do to it. So I use the filter or, you know, EQ it a different way. Definitely was using that Scream 4 compress master, using it for that tape saturation, using all that good stuff, man. And that pretty much was where I was getting the sounds that I was getting for that stuff. Imagine wanting to know that I went and got the T-Rex after you showed that channel strip X on your vocals. That thing was appreciate that plug. Oh yeah, for sure. Also check out this other one. I'm getting ready to head out, guys, but also from T-Rex, make sure that you check out, let me see, this guy from IK Multimedia, the vocal strip. All right, so channel strip X is tight. I like channel strip X. This one is specifically for vocals, so this is called the Joe Cicerelli vocal strip, something like that. This thing is tight. This thing is tight. So check that out. The vocal strip, that thing is tight too as well. Okay, listen, with that being said, I appreciate y'all for coming through to the live stream, man. You guys have been awesome. You guys have been great. I took something that I only was gonna do, you know what I'm saying, for a short amount of time, and I was able to hang out with y'all for even longer. So I mean, it's a win in my book. And let me just tell you this, what's up, Chris? I gotta get another chair. Let's try that again, because I want to be able to end the live stream the right way, you know what I'm saying? So let's try that again. Okay, y'all ready? Because I'm ready. Okay, you ready? All right, here we go. Listen, let me tell you something. God loves you, and I do too. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace. Deuces.